During my trip to Chiang Mai, we decided to leave the craziness of the city and decided to take a breather out to the countryside to a place where waterfalls have mineral deposits which allow you to climb on them. This place was called Sticky Waterfalls, or Bua Thong. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. The Sticky Waterfalls was actually one of my favorite days in Chiang Mai. Getting there was half the adventure. We hopped in the taxi. We had no idea it was so far away. They charged just 100 baht per person each way, and a group of 21 of us decided to go there in 2 vehicles. We passed by several mountains and hills. I was almost wondering if the place where we were going was just a forest area in the woods they would drop us off at. It was that remote in the middle of nowhere. It was a really long ride since we kept anticipating that we would almost be there. Until we finally arrived at this state park-like area. It had a clearance in the woods which had a parking area, some unkept bathrooms which were basically holes in the ground, a place to buy snacks, a pond, and trails in the wooded area. I don't believe there's any toilet paper, so make sure to bring some. It was not that crowded. Most of the people there seemed to be from our group of 21, and a few other people came independently. We were guided down a long staircase, which we thought was headed to the Sticky Waterfalls. Then when we got to the bottom, the guide actually brought us to the source of the water. He wanted to show us where the water was coming from. There was a natural spring with bubbling water coming out of it, kind of like a small pond-like pool. The water was crystal clear. The guide asked us if we wanted to drink any of the water. Some did. I didn't want to risk getting sick since you never know what was in the pond water after the water came out of the spring from it and was brought into the container to drink it. Next, we left the source of water and took a walk to the highlight of our trip. Except they brought us to the top of the falls instead of to the bottom of it. They said, "Okay, we're here." I almost freaked out because I was not planning on climbing down a waterfall. There was only a small rope from the top hanging on a tree branch. I was hoping to start at the bottom and use the water to cool off. Within a few minutes, we found the staircase to go to the bottom. Here was where all the fun starts. From the bottom, they have ropes that you can climb up on the falls. It's like a big playground. The waterfalls were not that sticky, but they were definitely more sticky than you would expect for waterfalls. There was no algae or other items on it to make you slip. I had to take off my sandals because they were not allowing me to stick to the waterfalls. Once I had my sandals off, my experience was a lot better. I spent my time sitting on the rocks at different points and then climbing on them, soaking up some sun, and sneaking between the shaded areas of the trees. I learned that the mineral water makes your feet stick to the rocks. We were told that we could stay for 2 hours. This was plenty of time since there was not much to do besides hanging out in the falls. At around the 2-hour mark, we were pretty much ready to leave. We took the Song Tao taxis home. The trip home was a lot faster than there because I fell asleep on the way back. Overall, it was a lot of fun leaving the hustle and bustle of the city to cool off in the waterfall playground. I would definitely recommend it for anyone visiting Chiang Mai. These are some of my new friends that I met at the waterfalls. We decided to take some pictures of each other and just have fun. At the waterfalls, my new friend decided to climb up and down them as fast as he can. Wow, he was really fast. He was able to scale up the rocks in what seemed like a matter of seconds. His feet just stuck to them as he climbed up and up and up to the very top. Afterwards, he climbed back down very quickly too. We had a lot of fun at the falls in Chiang Mai. If I go back, I would really like to visit these falls again and maybe spend a little bit more time there. The way up the hill was adventurous. It was quite steep, but we all did it. Here we are climbing up the hill, going back to the taxi. On the way back, we were a little bit slower. We reached the clearance at the top of the hill and went back to where our Sung Tower taxi was. We all met there and enjoyed our days at the Bua Thong Waterfalls, or Sticky Waterfalls, outside of Chiang Mai. This was really a beautiful day trip I can remember.